This is something I want to leave behind for children, for our future generation, to help them to resolve things in their childhood, to develop better, healthier beliefs and programs and perspectives about themselves and the world and life, so that they can launch into adulthood without all this baggage kind of holding them back and then having to resolve it and then moving forward. I know it would still happen, but at least we could minimize that, give them like a running start at life.
There's so many good people out there that don't have an opportunity to come forward. Maybe there isn't an idea that resonates so much with them, and they're just looking for something that lights that fire. And it's amazing that you came up with that and inspired that many people. Getting 18 people together to do anything on a voluntary basis on weekends, the way that you've described it, that's fantastic.
Sometimes we don't need to wait for money. We can do a lot of things with very little money, and sometimes the energy of one thing opens up the channels for, prosperity or abundance. So it almost became like our good luck charm, where as soon as we start something that is bigger than us, that is beyond money and anything of that sort, it all started flowing in.
Let's talk about the Love Academy today, Zims.
Okay, sure.
Tell us about the Love Academy. What is it?
So the Love Academy is a community collaboration initiative that I started a few years ago. It's focused on children's emotional well-being, which is thankfully now something that is becoming accepted and valued as an important and much needed aspect of children's development. And it's being linked to more success and fulfillment in adulthood. So lots of conscious parenting is happening now, and lots of people are very invested in providing children the tools and the techniques and the support to develop their emotional well-being, which was not necessarily earlier part of our education system. So what we have done, and I call it a community collaboration initiative because it's not a nonprofit. There is no other way of describing it, because the team at the Love Academy consists of 18 volunteers who came together to create a syllabus called the Superpowers Manual. It teaches children heart-based practices which help them to connect with the superpowers that we're all born with, like love and kindness, gratitude, self-worth, connection, confidence. And let me show this to you. So just for you to get an idea of...
That is beautiful.
It is beautiful, of course. Yes, the colors and, the logo and the size. It's big, it's substantial. It's not just a collection of a few activities. But yeah, we have come together to create this Superpowers Manual, which has 7 modules, which is love, gratitude, self-worth, oneness, mindfulness, balanced emotions, and healthy relationships. And each of the modules have activities in them. This is a teacher's manual. So it's not for the children, it's for teachers. It has several, about 100 activities, lesson plans that teachers can take children through. It's for children 4 to 12 years of age. And so yeah, it's very proud of it. It's a labor of love. And we are looking to spread it all across the world because we're offering it free of charge to everyone who's interested, teachers, parents, anyone who is invested in children's well-being.
That's amazing. I love that. How did you come up with this idea? Take us back to the beginning. Where did this all come together?
So basically, when I started studying what I do now, clinical hypnotherapy, regression, all of that, how the mind works, I very quickly came to the realization that my own childhood affected a lot of things in my life. And working with clients, we kept going back to childhood when it came to resolve limiting beliefs, self-worth issues, beliefs about life that are limiting, about money, success, relationships, love, whatever it might be. Most of our beliefs, which later on, if they are limiting and cause us pain, come from our childhood. You know, it's not a testament to our parenting or how we were raised. It's I know everyone was doing their best, and they had their own childhood to resolve in order to raise us. But I realized I kept going back in my sessions, in my work, in my personal work as well, working on myself, going back to the childhood and helping people heal things from the childhood. And so doing that for a few years, this idea just kept coming up that this is something I want to leave behind for children, for our future generation, to help them to resolve things in their childhood, to develop better, healthier beliefs and programs and perspectives about themselves and the world and life, so that they can launch into adulthood without all this baggage kind of holding them back and them having to resolve it and then moving forward. I know it would still happen, but at least we could minimize that, give them like a running start at life. And so I used to keep like talking about it to my friends, and it was a much bigger idea where I wanted to create an orphanage, which was for, of course, marginalized or underprivileged children, but also have regular children coming in as a school during the day. And then we have the orphanage for the rest of the day and, for the rest of the time. And to teach these techniques and approaches and practices to all children. And that was my idea. And it kind of would just stop there because it was a little bit too big for me to accomplish that, because obviously to set something up like that, the funds, the approvals, the government things, so many things would just stop me. And it was just an idea. So in 2019, around my birthday, I always kind of do this audit for my life. Like, okay, I've completed this year. What have I accomplished? What would I like to accomplish in the coming year if I get to have another full year? And that year, for some reason, this idea was like at the top of my heart, and I was like, okay, it keeps coming up and it feels like there's not much I can do except talk about it. And everyone who heard it used to be like, yes, that's amazing. It's beautiful. Yeah, I hope one day you can do it. And I thought, okay, wait, hold on. I don't want to leave this life with this idea just in my heart. Let's break this down. Let's see what is the basic thing that I can do to start it off. And of course, if I want to be able to give them these practices, then I have to put that together first, basically. That was my starting point, because it was interesting that it was so strong at that point, because financially, my husband and I were at our financial lowest in that moment. And, you kind of don't think of these kind of ideas, which would involve some money, when you're not doing well financially.
Right.
But something just told me to start. Like, don't worry about it, just start. And so I was like, okay, so I have some tools and resources that I have studied, that I take people through, that I can start off with, but I can't do this by myself. I need more experts. I need more hands on deck. And let me see if we can make this happen with as little money as possible. So I invited a group of 10 friends of mine, not necessarily in the field at all, but just to test the waters, to share the
Mm-hmm.
idea with them. And yeah, they came over. They were so kind because I didn't even tell them what this was about. I just sent out an invite saying, I have a dream and I need your support with it. Don't worry, it's not monetary, but I need your hearts. Bring your hearts. That's all I said. And they actually showed up.
That's
And
amazing.
I had prepared this 10-slide PowerPoint presentation
Awesome.
that I took them through, telling them that that's the big idea. But this is where I want to start with, because once I have this, then, we can proceed further. And they loved it. And at that point, just as a working title, I had called it the Love Academy. And I presented it as the concept, and they were like, no, we love it. Why would you want to change it? This is the best thing. It's coming from your heart. And, it's the perfect name. So it kind of stuck from there. It was like,
It's perfect.
yeah. Yeah, I do love it now. But at that point, like, it's amazing how it just happened so simply, there
Mm-hmm.
wasn't so much even preparation, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to preparing a lot more for things, but this energy was just kind of pulling me, actually, rather than me pulling it. I just had to almost say yes. Yes, let me start. And it was just one step forward at a time. And so someone in that gathering that day said, just make a Facebook group for us so that we can all join and we can send you ideas, because we are not experts, but, we'll look around in our network and we'll connect you to people. So I did that. And then I was part of a female entrepreneur group in Dubai, which has like thousands of women there in all, from all industries, who help each other out with advice and support. And even though this wasn't a business proposition, and they're very kind of strict about the rules and stuff, what you can post about, I kind of just took a chance. And I said, admin, please remove it if it's not appropriate. But I'm looking for like-hearted people who can help me with this dream. I want to create a resource with practices for children to help them with their emotional well-being. A very short note, because I wasn't sure it was going to get approved. And I made it very clear that I'm looking for volunteers. So
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing involved in it. I wasn't going to be paying anyone. And that's why, once again, I thought it's probably not going to be approved, because it's kind of like a charitable thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the idea whose time had come took that forward as well. They approved the post, and within the day, I got 150 wonderful women
Wow.
commenting and saying, yes, this is what I do. I'm in. What a wonderful idea. I've always wanted to do something about this, but I just didn't know how. Thank you. And it was so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like-hearted people. I love that, first of all. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you're looking for, right? Is like-hearted people. That's wonderful. And you said that the time had come for this idea to come to light, and that's exactly it, right? There's that energy that was building somewhere, and all of these people that eventually got involved in creating this beautiful thing, they were just waiting for that spark to emerge, and the time was right. So yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And it happened so fast. Like, April was my birthday. That's when I decided I'm going to do this. May, I invited my friends over. June, I did this post on the group. And I spent that summer from June, July, August meeting these ladies. And you know what the amazing thing was? That I would invite them to come over, and they would come over. Like, I didn't even have to go to meet someone. Like, people were waiting. Like, this is what I love about this, because there's so many people who want to do some good. And they're just waiting for someone to, send out that call, right? And I would call them, and my husband was like, wow, you're calling people? You never talk to people on the phone. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it for the kids. Like, that became an anthem, actually, in our house for about 2 years. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do anything for the kids,
That's
And
beautiful.
I called them. They agreed to come over. What I was doing at that point was I had created like this Excel sheet with everyone's names, what they do, what they're willing to offer. And then I had to go through all of that and, to create this diversity, the variety of expertise they offer, and to also see who felt like really aligned when you meet them, like a click that happens. So in the end, including myself, we were 18 people on the team.
Wow.
Only 4 people I knew from before.
Mhm.
All others were complete strangers, beautiful souls who agreed to then, in September, we started our first meeting, who agreed to meet on weekends. And these are moms. They work, they have businesses, some of them single moms, but agreed to take out time during their weekend, no payment involved, to come and meet and take this forward, which
Phenomenal.
was honestly faith in humanity
Yeah.
completely not just restored, but amplified,
Yeah. 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 And I think that's it, that, there's so many good people out there that don't have an opportunity to come forward. Maybe there isn't an idea that that resonates so much with them, and they're just looking for something that lights that fire. And it's amazing that you came up with that and inspired that many people. Getting 18 people together to do anything
Exactly.
on a voluntary
Exactly.
basis on weekends, the way that you've described it, that's fantastic. And how long did the whole endeavor take from the moment that you got this group together until the syllabus was published?
Yeah, so we started towards the second half of September that year. That was our first meeting. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, we weren't financially in the best place. And so in order to even like, where do we meet? And one
Mm.
of the ladies that who had, contacted me, turns out she had this institute for kids, like after school activities and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. And she said, I don't have the knowledge or the expertise really that what you're looking for, but I can offer my school for your meetings. Can you
Fantastic.
imagine? I
Yeah.
mean, it was, and the first time we met for that meeting, she gave me a key to her little institute, which was so cute and so perfect for us to get into the energies of what we're doing. And she said, yeah, maybe once in a while I wouldn't be able to attend, so here's a key. How we're meeting, yeah? Beautiful Scottish lady. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do people, like, how do you not be in awe of something like this, So yeah, your question was how long did it take? So from that moment, this was 2019 September, until March of 2020, we had 9 meetings, which is
Mm-hmm.
really good. It's 9 meetings in 6 months,
Yeah.
which was at least once a month, but sometimes twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, COVID hit, lockdown happened.
Yeah.
But thankfully, until that time, with those 9 meetings, we had gotten to a place that was, that felt comfortable enough that we might be able to complete this, even through everything that changed for everyone. Before I go on, what happened was that after that first meeting in September, my husband won a lawsuit that he was involved in for 3 years, and money became not a problem.
Right. Right.
Why I'm
Amazing.
adding this here is that sometimes we don't need to wait for money.
Right.
We can do a lot of things with very little money, and sometimes the energy of one thing opens up the channels for, prosperity or abundance. So it almost became like our good luck charm,
Hmm.
where as soon as we start something that is bigger than us, that is beyond money and anything of that sort, it all started flowing in after 3 years of running around with that case.
Right,
So
right.
that was also a very good affirmation for me, or validation from the universe, from life, that just continue. You're doing well. Keep going. We'll support you, So many things happened through the course of this journey for me that really did strengthen me spiritually. Like my spirit felt more and more healed. Um, but yeah, okay, so then I went into COVID lockdown, and everything changed for everyone. There was a lot of moms, like I said, on the group, and some of them were single moms. And when the kids were not going to school, and some of them had kids with special needs as well, it became really difficult for them to focus on anything else, because kids were home all day. They had to completely change their schedules. And so April to July of 2020, it was hit or miss, honestly. I used to wake up some days and say, oh man, this is not going to happen. I think we
Uh-huh.
lost it, because people were not sending through the lesson plans that they were responsible for, or, not because of anything else. It was just crazy times, right? How do you
It's huge
expect people to do
disruption. Yeah.
anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I would be like, oh, that's it. It's okay. I can't follow up. It's rude. It's not nice.
Hmm.
And this is the first time I had collaborated with so many people. I'm
Right.
pretty much been like a lone wolf all these years. And then I go into a collaboration and boom, it's like 18 people.
18 people.
So yeah, I was learning as well how to manage people,
Hmm.
and especially if it's a volunteer basis, you don't hold anything on them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
literally have to just be so patient and understanding and kind. Everything that we were teaching in
Mm.
our syllabus is what was flowing through and just reminding me, okay, it's fine. If it's meant to happen, it's happened this far, it will. Just have faith. And my husband would lift me up as well. It's like, no, it's okay. You'll be fine. It'll be okay. And then 2 days later, 3 people would send in their lesson plans. I'm like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. So it was like such a roller coaster those 3 months were, where I had no idea if it's going to happen or not.
It sounds like the Love Academy is not just good for kids, but potentially for adults as well, to take some lessons into their
Yeah.
current lives, not just their past lives.
Oh, absolutely. Like when we were creating these lesson plans, we would practice them as well. Some people would bring in their kids as well to practice with, but sometimes it would just be us grown-ups. And we
Hmm.
enjoyed it so much, and we learned so much, and we really like soaked up so much goodness from it even while we were creating it. So yeah, so by July I had everything that everyone had agreed to submit. And then I started looking at everything, slotting them into the different modules and seeing that, oh, this one doesn't look quite, substantial enough. I think we need more here and more there, whatever it would be. I was kind of going through that. And during that time, from July till September, I went through that process and I realized, okay, no, we need more. And this is really good, because I then researched and I found a few institutes that were offering similar things, but not on such a substantial level. Like there
Hmm.
was the Kindness organization, which is quite well known, but they're focused on kindness. And then there
Hmm.
was something else which is focused on one thing. And turns out that, a lot of places were offering free resources as well. And so again, the courage I had for asking people for things, my God, I've never done this. Like I have trouble asking anyone for anything.
Because it
But
was
yet
for the
for
kids.
this, yes, for this project, I was like so bold and so like, yeah, no, it's okay. What's the worst that will happen? And I would find their emails, find their socials, whatever, and message them and say, this is what we're creating. Would you be able to contribute some of your, activities? Can I use this? Can I use that? And honestly, Nick, everyone said yes. and here's a high resolution version. Here's our logo. And I said, I will mention each and every one of you. We have like at the, the last page of our manual is full of logos of all these amazing institutes that have helped. There is Wholehearted School Counseling, which is a lady who used to be a teacher. I believe she's in the UK, and she just left her job and started creating these resources for children for free.
Wow.
And I got in touch with her and she's like, yes, use whatever you want. And I was like, I just downloaded from your social. And she's like, no, I'll send you the high res. And here's the logo and here's this. And they were so amazing. Like, I could not believe that there's so many amazing people around who are just willing to help and support. And just because we want to leave behind something that helps the future generation,
Yeah.
So basically through all of these connections, and then I created lesson plans myself. And then when it got to that place where I felt like we have enough, then I asked 2 people to edit the whole thing, because, the whole thing it's about 300 pages. So one person as a volunteer would be too much. So asked 2 writers, friends of mine. One of them, actually, I met through that Facebook group. She was also someone who had contacted me earlier that year, and she used to have a podcast at that point. And it was all about CSR and community initiatives. And she interviewed me before we even had the team, and just about the idea and all of that. And again, I did not know her, but I had started following her on social media, and turns out she's a writer and she writes books for young adults. And I was like, hey, guess what? The syllabus is done. This was like a year later. Yeah. We've completed it. Would you be able to edit it? And, right now I feel like, I was crazy, but I did. And she said yes. So she did that. And then a close friend of mine, who is also a writer, did the second half of the editing. And then by the end of 2020, I forwarded everything to the designer, who is the same person who's a friend from university. Again, the way that happened, Nick, oh my God. Hi, everyone. We just wanted to take a quick moment to thank you for being here with us at the Epiphany Dialogues, where curiosity meets consciousness. If you're enjoying this episode, please hit the like button, follow, subscribe, and share with like-minded people.
And you're also welcome to join our conversation. If you have an epiphany to share, please leave us a comment or email us. Details are in the description below. And with that, back to the episode.
So this friend of mine, Alifia, she came to Dubai that year. She used to live in New York. She wasn't even supposed to be there, but she got stuck because of all the stuff that was going on around the world. And she was obviously a little bit like untethered. She didn't know what to do. And I didn't even know that she can design stuff. Like, she's an interior designer, an architect, and, that kind of stuff. And when she heard about it, and she's like, can I have a shot at the logo? I was like, yes, please. And she ended up, like you saw, like designing the most beautiful logo. And then from there, she goes, okay, I'm going to design the badges for the different modules, as you see on the front of our syllabus. All of this.
Yeah.
And everything inside, which is the most beautiful layout you would ever see. You can't see it on the screen, but yeah, download it. It's free. So she had never designed a book before. And she said, I'm going to try to do this because I'm so invested now. I'm so involved. It's almost as if she came here so that we could connect again, and she would design this, because I can't imagine a better design and a better person to do it. Yeah, same for the website. A person who I had only known until then as a client saw a post of mine on the Facebook, or I don't know, Instagram perhaps, and she just got in touch, young girl, and she's like, is anyone doing your digital? I want to design the website. I was like, dude, yes,
Fantastic.
please. So the way
Fantastic.
it all happened was literally, I didn't even have to ask half the time. People were just coming up and offering things that I didn't even know that they do, and
Right.
doing it with so much love. Like, that's the biggest thing. So much love.
Like-hearted people.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so finally, 2021 June is when we got these printed copies in our hands. And that's something I paid for, yes. But really, overall, apart from, small little spends here and there, all I paid for was these hard printed copies. And everything else we have done without any money ever exchanging any hands. And every person who actually reads it and goes through it, whether they're parents or teachers, they really do validate that, yes, this is definitely done by people who know what they're doing. And this is, something that is very, very beneficial. So yeah, it feels really good.
I can't even imagine. That's such an incredible feeling to have put together something like this, even just as an idea, as a concept, and get people to appreciate it, but then to actually have it come alive in all of these circumstances that pooled together this beautiful energy that created this must be such a fantastic feeling. So congratulations to you. I'm so proud of you, Zims. Like this is really something so wonderful that you've spearheaded, and all of these wonderful people as well. I'm proud of you guys, just as human beings, that you guys
Yeah.
came together and did something really great in the world. Where can people find the syllabus? How do they get their hands on it?
So it's available free to download from our website, which will be in the description of the episode. We've made sure that it's manageable, like a decent size, so that it's not too heavy like you could even download it on your phone. You can download it on your laptop, iPads, wherever you want. The idea behind making it digital is because we also do want to conserve our carbon footprint. We want to cut less trees. And because it is for teachers, and schools and most places are moving to digital anyway. So yeah, I know it looks beautiful when you see it, and that's why people keep saying, like, you should sell it. But basically, I want to keep everything to the heart and not move it to the mind by creating things about money and, all of that. It's a gift from us for kids, and it's free. So that's where it's available. It's already been downloaded hundreds of times all around the world. It's available for everyone globally. It is in English at the moment, but recently I've had some very good news. It is going to be translated starting with Urdu.
Right.
And they're already working on it. And I have people have approached me that they want to translate it to Arabic and French. That's where we are right now. The idea basically is for us to create awareness about it because it's free. All we need really around the world is ambassadors for us to actually take a look at it. Once you look at it, you'll be impressed. And then the idea is to share it with schools, teachers, parents, humanitarian organizations. We initially have created it in English because these are lesson plans, and they're very simply worded because they're catering to children 4 to 12. So it's not necessarily important for you to know like really good English to be able to translate it into your own language. But of course, we appreciate everyone who wants to do that for us. And if a few people get together, it'll be much easier to split the content and translate it into a language. So if, people can gather like-hearted people and translate it into each language, it'll be so simple and so easy.
And you must have considered at some point, if you do sell the book, then you could use the funds to, provide some support for some of these kids in orphanages and things like that. And what is it that made you decide to, go away from that path and just offer it free of charge?
Well, the idea is that it's very important for me to keep it in the heart and not get into all of the stress and pressures of either fundraising or selling, and then, having to have auditors to show where the money is going, what's being done with it. Because I know that our team at the Love Academy, myself, other people, my friends, they donate directly to wherever they want to, or where I tell them now to, because there's quite a few orphanages and schools, humanitarian organizations all around that we are working with. And if they want to send them directly, I have the contacts, I have the details. I just want to really make sure that it's free. And the whole thing about printing copies and putting the money back into printing and then donating what's left, that the only reason I didn't want to do that is because I really want to save the rainforests. I really don't believe that it's important. I mean, of course, the copies that I had were almost like of sentimental value to give to the team, is what I printed, plus some extra to give to some people, just to show them what it really looks like. Because once you hold it, people are very impressed. It's true. Like I keep getting comments of, oh, but if we saw it like this, it's so impressive. And so I have to keep reminding them that make the effort, download it, look at it. It looks exactly the same. It is just as impressive. Please don't make me cut trees. So it's a little bit of a debate that I always kind of have to go through with people, and they're all well-meaning and well-intentioned people who suggest these things to me. But it's my baby, and that's what it wants.
Lovely. I have an idea for you on that front. If your idea is to save rainforests and not cut trees down, then maybe the amount of money that you would charge for printing out a book like this, you would actually use towards planting trees.
I would probably just plant the trees anyway. I need to. The idea here is that I could definitely do that, and that's a good idea, and we should all do that anyway. But I kind of also need to honor my energies, and I'm putting it forward into the next level of the Love Academy. And I really, honestly, being the only person who is actively managing this initiative, I have to, pick what I want to put my energy into. And right now, it's not that.
So tell me about any other learnings from this process while it's been happening.
Yes, so many. Honestly, like I said, this has been such a great experience for me in terms of my own growth. So I think first and foremost is listen to your heart. If it keeps telling you something or bringing you back to something that makes you feel like, oh, that will really fulfill me, that will make me feel so good if I can do it. Honor ideas that feel too big. Don't just brush them aside because, oh, that's too big. That's never going to happen. That's just a pipe dream. Break it down. Break them down over and over, smaller and smaller, until you get to that place where you can take that first step now. And then, honestly, your heart is powerful enough that it will pave the way for you. It will bring you what you need. If you can just take that first step and believe in your vision, your dreams, and just give it a shot, That's what I learned. It was like such one of those, moments that become milestones, but at that point you have no idea. Like me, just at that moment, just saying, oh, whatever, let me just do it. What's the worst that's going to happen? It won't happen. Let me just give it a shot. How long am I going to wait with this song
Right.
in my heart? I need to sing it now, So that
Love that.
was, yeah, start with where you're at, with what you have, and you'll be supported if it is part of your destiny, if it's something that you're meant to do. It doesn't even have to be anything, let's say, noble or helpful. It's just whatever your passion, your vision, your dream is, go for it. I feel like more people would be able to offer so much into this world if they didn't just let these ideas slip, let these
Mhm.
heart whispers just stay whispers. I feel like we would have such a more colorful, bright, beautiful world that we create, And
Yeah, I can speak from my own experience and just say that, having an idea, having a wonderful thought, having a wonderful, inspired vision of something is one thing, but then to actually take steps, there's so much doubt that goes into you. There's so much disbelief of, yeah, I mean, that's too big. Okay, it's a nice idea, but who's going to listen to me? Who's going to do it? I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I'm nobody in this field or whatever it is that
yeah,
stops you. Like there's so many things that just constantly in your head stop you. But you, along with your husband, with what he did with the Comic Con that we talked about in a previous episode, it's just a question of, yeah, let's just take a step, let's break things down, and move forward, and the energies start coalescing and supporting you and making it something that becomes larger than you at some point. So that's
absolutely.
that's a fantastic epiphany. Tell me more.
So, and another thing, I think I did mention this earlier, but really ask for help.
Mm,
This is
mm-hmm.
something that I was not accustomed to at all. I did not believe I need help. I was like, very used to just being so self-sufficient and a self-starter, and I can do anything almost, that I set my mind to. But this idea, because it was big, it humbled me in the sense that it really forced me to say, okay, no, I could do it, but then it would be a very small little thing, like maybe a 5-page PDF that I offer somewhere, uh, you know. But if I really listen to my heart and it wants something beautiful, then I need to ask for help. And I recognized through this process the power of synergy, like
Mm-hmm.
all the sum of parts coming together, creating something so brilliant and so breathtaking almost. It was I learned that if a dream is important enough to you, it will break down your walls of self-sufficiency or pride or doubts or whatever it might be. And it makes you more open to collaborating and even leading a group. Like, of course, in my corporate life, I had led big teams, but this was completely different. Like I said, it's a volunteer base. You cannot, put in the systems that you had for people who are employed, right? Who were like, your executives. In advertising. You had to really come, the grace that it taught me to access, the patience, the respect, the ability to listen, but also lead and to also control, like manage people's times and everything. So it's yeah, the epiphany was ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put aside a great idea just because you are not able to do it yourself. I think a lot
Right.
of times when you were talking about, these ideas that come up sometimes, sometimes we actually let them go because we don't have all the capacity or the
Right.
skills to complete them. So yeah, reach out, ask. There's lots of like-minded people, like-hearted people,
Yeah.
like-spirited people who you just have to ask. And
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
asking kind of conveys in terms of your energy that this idea is worth being listened to be seen, to be completed. So you believing in it and saying, hey, I want to do this. It takes quite a lot. But if it is an idea whose time has come, and not all ideas will, go that way, but if it is because your heart has been so loud about it, then give it the best shot, because I also feel like our collective energies right now are moving from hyper individualistic to more community based. More people are coming together right now because of, let's say, what's happening around the world. It's kind of bringing us back together closer to create the changes that we want to see, to create the world that we want to live in. So I would suggest to people to lean into that, lean into community, and you will create something bigger than yourself.
That's a fantastic thought, and that's definitely something that is worth striving for, because yes, the world had become and has become so individualistic, but there does seem to be a movement now that communities are coming together and people are starting to understand the power of being together, of support of each other, and being able to move forward with worthwhile ideas like this one. It seems to me like you put together a syllabus for children to teach them some things. And at the same time, the energy of these children taught you some things in return.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So much. So much. And I think it taught all of us on the team that, great ideas work better when done as a team, as a collaboration, and that they are capable. Like a lot of the ladies who are on this team at that time when we started were a little bit in that place in life where they weren't actually living their full potential or following their passions. And since then, a lot of them have gone full steam ahead. Like I see that how the energies of this initiative kind of just transfuse into everyone, and lit this fire in everyone's lives. As far as I can see, everyone is bigger, better, brighter than we were when we started it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what are you looking for from people who are watching and listening and want to support this?
So yes, thank you. That's really important. I appreciate it. Yeah, firstly, of course, like I said, if you have access to groups, please get together to help us translate it into different languages. That would be very, very helpful, make it more accessible to different parts of the world, even though it is simple enough to be translated on the spot by bilingual teachers or parents, but it makes a difference. We want also, like I said, ambassadors, people who can basically, if you're interested, obviously, and invested in children's emotional well-being, please download a copy from our website, take a look at it, and if you like it, please help spread the word. If you're a teacher or two, teachers in your child's school, or if school administrators, because it will be much easier for teachers and school administrators to get approvals from education boards to use this resource officially as part of school curriculum. They are already using it, like the teachers who love it, they are like kind of just putting it into their classes, because what we have are like beautiful affirmations for each module. So like, 5 minutes of, breathing, of a little bit of brainstorming, like they're getting it in there, but it would be amazing for us to have approvals from school boards. So we need teachers to help us to do that. I can't just take it by myself, and especially not around the world, and get approvals from schools. So I need that help. Definitely spread awareness for amongst humanitarian organizations, orphanages, refugee support groups, because those children already have very little. And if we can support them emotionally with these uplifting practices, it would take them a much longer way, a further way. And it's already being used. I have to give a shout out to Mumkin organization in Lebanon, which is a school for refugees who have started using it because of a contact of mine. He used to work there. He's in Canada now, but he saw the resource. He sent it across to his previous workplace. They started using it. And it's really amazing to see it in action because the teachers enjoy taking the children through it, and you see the smiles on the children's faces even though they're going through a rough time. And it is spreading, but of course baby steps right now. But if we all kind of come together and spread it further, it would go a long way.
Well, give us a sample of what the syllabus covers. So what are some of the topics that are covered in here?
So basically, the modules, like I said, are based on love and gratitude, self-worth, unity, mindfulness, healthy relationships, and balanced emotions. So all of these topics are addressed through play and fun because that's what children respond to. So we have basically art activities, drama, meditation, yoga, brainstorming, positive affirmations, storytelling. We even have something that is, I feel, very, very important, lesson plans on safe versus unsafe touch for children to be able to discern what's going on with who's, in their environment. So we have made sure that all of these activities are research-backed, they're science-backed, and the syllabus at the end has a whole section which explains why this is helpful. All the art activities are based on therapy art, So, for example, let's say you ask the child to draw an outline of their hand, which is nice and fun and simple, and inside the hand section, you put all the things that are in my control, which is my temper, my smile, my attitude, whatever that might be. And outside is everything that is not in their control. So even through art, we are teaching them that these are the things that you can focus on and become better at. These are the things that you don't have control on. But if you have control over these things, then you are able to respond better to all these things that you don't have control over. So that's just an example. But we have, like I said, over 100 activities. Even the drama activities are based on emotions. How would sadness walk?
Right.
Because you then learn how to read body language, right? It's all about relationships. So everything is very well thought out, created by experts in the field, backed by science and research. And we even have a measurement tool at the end of the syllabus, which helps teachers to track these parameters, how much kinder is a child now after 3 months of these activities, how much more grateful, how much more of a team player, things like that. So yeah, it's really fun. Like if you just read it like a book, it's really enlightening. It helps you to think about things. There are every module has affirmations that are so amazing to start the day off with. We have movement-based exercises that are from Brain Gym, which is a globally known modality for kids and adults to use both sides of their brain. So if it's done first thing in the morning, you're using both sides of your brain rather than just the left or the right, and you're more focused, you have more clarity, you are more present. And we have that Brain Gym exercise for teachers right at the beginning, because this is a teacher's handbook. So for teachers to also be present and whole before they teach these activities to children. So we've really tried to put everything that we could think of to make this as valuable as possible.
That's great. Thanks for giving us a little bit more detail because, yeah, hearing about the topics is great, but understanding really what's in there, I think that's going to help a lot to get people to download the book and have a look at them themselves and spread the word and use it as much as they can as well. So thank you for that. Zims, we're coming to the end of the episode, so I have to ask you, as is the tradition on the Epiphany Dialogues, as you know, if there was a time machine that you could use to go back in time at an important crossroads for you, at an important moment in time for you, and give yourself some advice or some support, what would you say to yourself?
I would say I am so proud of you. You are doing so well. I know it's hard, and some days you can hardly make it till the end of the day, but hang in there. You're doing your best, and it is good enough. Trust me, I come from the future. It gets so much better. You're going to be independent. You're going to be supported by life. You're going to follow your intuition, your values, your calling, and you will be so fulfilled and content, and most importantly, you'll be so loved. So just hang in there. You're doing everything as perfectly as you could. Thank you. I'm so proud of you.
That's beautiful. Zims, thank you so much for sharing the Love Academy on the Epiphany Dialogues, but the Love Academy into the world as well. You and your team have done a phenomenal job, and I wish you all the success in the world for this endeavor. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.